And then there are many who try to deal with it. But the more they try, the worse it gets. That is because very few truly understand this. Our legs, especially as we age, are not just the limbs holding us upright. They are also like a mirror reflecting our circulation, our blood flow, and even the energy that is slowly shifting with time. And behind those prominent veins is a health story that, the sooner you understand, the better chance you have to protect yourself and your loved ones from silent complications down the line. Before we go any further, go ahead and leave a comment below as a way to make a personal commitment to your health. Say something like, "I choose to listen to and care for my body every single day." Or, "I respect every signal my body sends me." And if this topic truly speaks to something inside of you, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because behind what seems like a small issue could be the beginning of a lifelong journey toward health, strength, and balance. But before we jump into fixing or trying to smooth things out on the surface, we need to understand one thing clearly. Why is your body suddenly sending out this signal? Aging is not a crime. It is also not an excuse for your body to just break down all at once. But the truth is, the older we get, the more our body starts to function like a clock that has been ticking for years. Some parts begin to wear out, some systems no longer run as smoothly, and a few things simply stop running the way we thought they always would. Among them, the circulatory system, especially the blood vessels in your legs, is one of the first to show signs of exhaustion. Imagine this. Those blood vessels are supposed to be highways carrying blood back to your heart. But now, they have become places where blood gets stuck. Every time you sit for long hours, stand for extended periods, or even lie down without changing position, your blood flow does not move as freely as it used to. These highways begin to clog up, and just like a blocked water pipe, when the flow gets stuck, it starts to swell. The veins bulge, the blue-green lines pop up, not because your skin is thin or because you are getting old, but because the blood is no longer flowing in the right direction. Maybe you have thought, "I guess my skin just got thinner, so now the veins are more visible." Or, "Maybe it is because I do not exercise enough." But the truth goes deeper and is more serious. When your blood vessels fail to push blood back to the heart efficiently, the pressure inside those vessels increases. Blood pooling in your legs not only causes swelling and heaviness, but it also silently stretches the vessel walls, making them lose elasticity, leading to the visible pattern of tangled, protruding veins you see every day when you bend down. The real concern is not how many people have this condition. It is that most of them think it is normal. Not everyone realizes that those bulging veins did not just show up one day out of nowhere. They are the result of a long journey, a build-up of seemingly harmless habits that slowly accumulated over the years. Standing too long without shifting, sitting for hours without moving, eating a diet high in salt but low in water and vegetables. All of this gradually weakens your blood flow, making it sluggish and slow. And once that flow is no longer strong enough to push blood upward against gravity, once those vessels lose their spring, blood starts to get stuck in your legs, swelling, showing up on the surface as if trying to alert you. Something inside is blocked. These signs, at first just visible veins under your skin, if you look closely, often come with other changes too. Your legs might feel heavier in the afternoon, sometimes tingling like tiny ants crawling. Or you may get leg cramps when the weather gets cold. None of that is random. They are early signals from a circulatory system that is stalling, falling out of rhythm, and quietly asking for help. But since it does not hurt right away, since it does not scream for attention, you, and so many others, just let it be. Not knowing that once a vein has stretched out, it is extremely difficult to shrink it back to normal. The longer it is left untreated, the weaker the vein walls get, the slower the blood flow becomes, and your legs, rather than being your foundation, become a place of pressure buildup, of stagnation, and sometimes of silent worry without a name. And once you realize where the problem lies, the next step is not to pop another pill. It is to help your body realign itself, Here is something most people overlook. You do not always need medication to clear a blocked flow in the body, especially when it comes to circulation and veins, where the issue is often from lack of movement or attention. What your body really needs might just be the right nudge at the right time. Not intervention, but activation. Not replacement, but awakening. Massage, when understood properly, is not just rubbing to feel good or to ease soreness like most people think. It is not just a physical technique. It is a way to help your body remember how it used to work. As we age, the things our body used to do naturally, like sending blood back to the heart or recalibrating after sitting or standing too long, start to slow down, fade away, or even get forgotten. And that is exactly when massage can serve as a gentle reminder. I used to think of massage as just a form of relaxation, but the more I learned about how the body works, the more I saw it as a form of communication. When you place your hands on your legs, you are not just touching a tired area, you are reconnecting with your circulation, sending a signal, start flowing again, move like you used to, and your body, if it is still capable, will respond. Massage, then, is not a replacement for medicine, but it does something medicine often cannot. It does not rely on chemicals or suppress symptoms. It taps directly into the body's natural systems, into sensory feedback, muscular reflexes, and the built-in rhythms of life. It does not depend on your age. It does not require advanced medical training. All it needs is a moment of connection between you and your own body. Maybe you have not felt that in a long time. That feeling of actively taking care of yourself, listening closely to the subtle signals from your legs as you touch them. But that connection, if you can rebuild it, becomes a powerful resource for your body to gradually recover, without being forced and without depending on outside solutions. And because it causes no side effects and does not disrupt other functions, massage becomes a trustworthy choice, especially when what you need is something gentle yet effective, something supportive instead of controlling. It is not a quick fix, but it is steady enough to help your body restore what was always its own to begin with. Among the many methods being talked about to improve circulation and reduce visible veins, massage, when practiced in the right spirit, is not only a form of healing. It is also a gentle reminder to never again overlook your legs, to never again forget your body. Once you are ready to take a more active role in your own health, this could be a gentle way to begin, something you can do entirely by yourself, no help required. You do not need any tools, you do not need assistance. It does not take much time, just your hands, a little bit of patience, and a few minutes devoted to your own legs. Massaging your leg veins is not a complicated procedure. It is a deeply meaningful form of self-care, especially for older adults, where the sensitivity in each movement can carry more healing power than any medicine. Start by warming up your hands. Rub your palms together until you feel a gentle heat building up. Then, place your hands on your ankles and gently stroke upward along your calves toward your knees. The movement does not need to be strong, just steady, slow, and with real contact between your hands and your skin. One very important note: do not use oil. Oil makes the skin slippery, which removes the friction you need to truly listen to what your body is telling you. It is that subtle friction that helps awaken areas where blood flow has slowed down. Next, pay close attention to those veins that are clearly visible. Those are the places where blood is pooling, where the vessels have been dilated for a long time. Use your fingers to gently follow along each raised vein, still working from the bottom upward. If you feel a little pain in certain areas, do not stop. That is not a bad sign. More often than not, it means you have found the spot where the blockage lies. Never press too hard, never force it, because massage is not about pushing. It is about guiding the blood flow back to where it is meant to go. Do this every morning when you wake up and every evening before bed. Those are the two moments when your body is most open to receiving care. At first, it may feel unfamiliar or a bit too much effort. But the more you do it, the more you will begin to feel the shift. Not just the lightness in your legs, but the feeling of reconnecting with a part of your body that you may have ignored for far too long. Besides massage, you can also add a few small movements to support circulation. For example, resting your legs up against a wall for 15 minutes each night. This helps blood flow more easily back to the heart. Or gently rotating your ankles while watching television. Taking a slow walk for 10 to 15 minutes a day, even if it is just in your backyard or around the block. These exercises may seem simple, but when done consistently, they can be more effective than medications meant to relax your veins. What matters most is your mindset while doing it. This is not a task. It is not a routine. It is your private moment where you are fully present with your legs. Every time you touch them, it is a moment of comfort, a way of sending loving messages to the part of your body that has quietly endured so much over the years. When your hands reach your ankles, when your fingers follow a bulging vein just beneath your skin, you may be surprised by the sensations that suddenly rise up. Maybe a small sting, a gentle warmth, a little shiver. But more important than anything is the feeling that you are fully present. Sometimes, that alone is enough for your body to begin to shift. Not with noise, not with any obvious sign, but in something silent, like water that has just rediscovered its natural path. It is in those seemingly ordinary moments that your body begins to send you signals, tiny ones, but never meaningless. You will not see a huge change right away. There is no magical moment where everything improves overnight. But one morning, you will wake up and realize your legs no longer feel heavy like blocks of lead. Or one night, you will sleep through until morning without being woken up by cramps. These signs come gently, subtly, so subtle that if you are not paying attention, you might miss them. But they are there, quietly showing up, like tiny green sprouts pushing through old, hardened soil. Real change does not come with a bang. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. But just like water slowly wearing away stone, day after day, it leaves a deep mark over time. The changes in your body work the same way. There is no miracle, only consistency. Every time you place your hands on your legs, every evening, you spend 10 to 15 minutes massaging them. You are laying one more brick in the foundation of your recovery. On their own, these moments may not seem like much, but repeated over time, they become something real. You may not notice it until one day. You feel lighter, not just lighter in your legs, but in your heart, as if you have let go of a silent worry you did not even realize was weighing you down. When your body begins to respond with ease, with restful sleep, with more freedom in your movement, your mind sighs in relief too. Not because the illness is cured, but because you know you are finally heading in the right direction. That is a very different feeling. Peace without illusion. I have always said the body has its own intelligence. When you take care of it with sincere, consistent actions, it responds, not with drama, but with the softest signals. And the beauty of those signals is that once you start to feel them, caring for your body no longer feels like a burden. You start to enjoy it. You begin to look forward to those moments each evening, when you sit down, breathe deeply, and gently run your hands along your legs. It is no longer a to-do, it becomes a moment you actually want to repeat. That is when you know you have truly entered a state of recovery, not just from symptoms, but from disconnection. That familiar sense returns. You begin to understand your own body's language. You no longer wait for pain to act. You just know, today, a longer massage might help, or tomorrow, a bit more walking would be good. Your body stops feeling like some strange machine. It becomes your companion. And then, what used to be vague becomes clear. Your steps feel lighter. You're not afraid of standing for long periods anymore. Your legs swell less in the afternoons. The cold, numb feeling at night gradually fades. No one needs to tell you, because you notice your blood is flowing better, your circulation is coming back. You do not need a test or numbers to prove it. Each step you take is proof enough. So even if no one else sees the change, you know, because you are the one feeling life return to a pair of legs that had been tired for far too long. Day by day, you stop living reactively and start reclaiming control over every move you make. And once you truly feel the shift, you also realize waiting until there is a problem before taking action is always too late. Many people still believe that only when veins bulge or blood vessels expand or heaviness and numbness happen regularly should they worry or think about massage. But in reality, those are the final signals. Your body has already cried out many times without being heard. If you pay closer attention and take action sooner, you might never have to go through any of that. To me, massage is not a response to a problem. It is a lifestyle, a choice to protect, maintain, and cherish the flow of life inside you. Legs do not need to be weak to deserve care. Veins do not need to stretch out before being restored. The few minutes you spend each day to gently touch, to listen, to unblock, that is you maintaining your health, preventing risks that many others cannot avoid. Even if you feel perfectly healthy, have never seen a bulging vein, never felt any pain or heaviness, that does not mean your veins are working perfectly, because inner changes always come before outer signs. Blood vessels can start losing elasticity. Valve function can begin slowing down, and it all happens in silence. At that stage, massage is not just care, it is nourishment. It is how you extend the lifespan of your legs. Beyond that, you can be proactive in everyday habits too. Drink enough water, so your blood does not thicken, so your circulation does not slow. Add foods that support your blood vessels to your meals. Garlic, turmeric, chia seeds, blueberries, dark leafy greens. You do not need to change everything, just make conscious adjustments. When you eat for your blood flow, when you drink for your circulation, you are doing something no medicine can replace. That said, your body cannot always handle everything on its own. Sometimes, the signals you receive are reminders. It is time to see a doctor, especially if one leg swells more than the other, if a wound takes too long to heal, if you feel a deep, sharp pain in the leg, or if the skin in that area turns bluish or grey. At that point, massage is no longer enough. You need an in-depth examination, an ultrasound scan, and a vascular specialist's opinion. What I want you to understand is not to reject modern medicine, but to know when you can handle things yourself and when you need help. Massage does not replace treatment, but it helps you delay needing it. Eating right is not a miracle cure, but it helps you avoid the need for drugs. Being proactive does not mean avoiding the doctor. It means showing up to your appointments calmly, consciously, not in a panic, because it is too late. What you do today, whether it is a massage, an extra glass of water, or choosing a healthier meal, may not show a dramatic result right away. But it is like gently turning the wheel of a boat. At first, nothing looks different. But after a while, you will realize you are heading in a completely new direction, a better one, a more intentional lifestyle, a healthier circulatory system, a body that listens to itself more clearly every single day. So remember, the body never lies. We are just often too late to listen. And sometimes, all it takes is a glance at your legs to realize that time has never passed without leaving a trace. Those bulging veins and visible blood vessels, they are not there to scare you. They are there to remind you it is time to slow down and truly care for yourself. If this moment makes you pause and reflect a little more about your health, then that alone is already something precious. Leave a comment as a little promise to yourself. I am ready to care for my body with gratitude. Or, I choose to live healthy, live slowly, and live fully present. And if this video truly spoke to you, do not forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, so we can meet again in more meaningful, real-life conversations about health, the mind, and how to age with deep awareness. Wishing you steadiness, peace, and a light heart. See you in the next video, where every moment will be a gift for your well-being. Have you ever looked down at your legs and suddenly got startled by the sight of veins and blood vessels bulging out as if they were about to burst through your thin skin? A lot of older adults, even people just in their early 50s, live with this condition of bulging veins in their legs, but no one really tells them what that actually says about what is happening inside their body. Some people think it is just a normal part of getting older. Others silently put up with it.